watching Braun right now because you see what they trying to do. You see it about to happen. It's just like you said, he got about 3 or 4 moves. He gets blown up so easily. So you gotta be careful who you put him in the ring with, or you gonna make him look bad. His mic skills are questionable at best. He sounds too much like his uncle. It's just some things that I think the nepotism kind of works against him more than helps him. Versus other past legacies in wrestling.
They need to do with Braun, what AEW did with Wardlow. Slow and steady.
It's hard to be slow and steady with a guy holding your biggest.
That's what I'm saying.
Title,
they should have never put that belt on him. But you also had the problem, when you were pumping him up, that the guys who had the other belts were Roddy and Santos and Melo coming for him. Here's the problem. They put Braun in the ring with Santos once, and I was like, they better not ever do that again. That was the worst idea in the world.
They must have heard you because I didn't even know that happened.
And I think they put him in the ring with Carmelo too, and I was like, yeah, this is a terrible idea, guys. I know.
They actually wrestled a match. I've seen them talk shit to each other.
Pretty sure Braun and Melo had a match.
Gee, I don't even know if I want to go find that one. I want to see that. But no, man, Braun, he's a victim of that rocket being on his back, and the fact that his uncle and dad have a huge legacy in wrestling, and you can't help. I close my eyes when he talks, dude. I'm looking for vulgar language and him talking about where my big bad.
Oh yeah, it happened back in March.
Freaks at. That's what I want to hear. Melo and Brian. So that was right before I started watching. Literally right before I started watching. Was it the beginning of March?
Don't go watch it.
Yep. It'll take my views to 2.0. But no, man. I want to hear vulgarity come out of his mouth when I hear that voice pitch, because it sounds like his uncle, man. His uncle was amazing on the mic. Scott Steiner was a fucking menace.
If you hear me,
come down the ramp, man, with his chick Madeja and the freaks. So I don't see them building a character. What character can you build with Braun Breaker outside of Goldberg? The way they booked this,
that's all I got.
Man. It sucks. There's more there, but we ain't gonna get it because of he hasn't had time to figure it out, to see what type of gimmick would work best for him. You see, for example, we was talking about Seth freaking earlier. Seth's at the point now where he's just trying new shit to just further build the enigma of Seth Rollins. That's where he's at right now, because he's accomplished everything. Braun ain't gonna get that benefit, and it concerns me a ton. But I don't know, Vince has messed up enough in the past where you not even talking about the other stuff, but booking wise, with guys that he would want to strap the rocket to and just completely botch it. So I think he knows the importance of making sure Braun looks right and bringing him up at the right time. But I have a feeling Vince can't help himself most of the time too. He gonna push that button way too early.
But to me, the Wardlow build was perfect. It's slow. You don't let him talk much because he's not ready. If he's gonna have one move, it better be something really cool, like the Powerbomb Symphony. Yes. That being said,
yes,
BA, we called it. Wardlow took that belt off of Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, matter of weeks.
Yeah,
matter of weeks.
Scorpio Sky named his belt Genie Bus and is out here just disappointing Kobe. Him and Jason Tatum just out here disappointing Kobe.
They gotta stop, man. That man's in heaven, looking to the side, looking at Gigi you see how they doing us, baby? It's terrible. I don't know what Scorpio Sky was thinking if he knew he was gonna drop that title. Leave Kobe out of it. Just walk down there with the normal red and gold title. Don't bring that, even though it looks amazing. Leave that special one at home. Put that in the trophy case. Cause it was. From what I understand, and this is where we need our resident J-Moe here, because he's our AEW correspondent. That match was cool, but I mean, Scorpio Sky could have. To my understanding, I didn't see it, but to my understanding, Scorpio Sky, they didn't make him look as strong as he should have.
For it to be a street fight, yeah, he didn't. He didn't
Yeah,
look as like
that's what
he didn't look as heelish as he should.
Correct. Yeah, and it didn't. I mean, from what I saw, it didn't really look street fightish. I was low-key disappointed in the show that claims that the blood and guts and all that stuff exists there. Like, if I'm going to cut on a street fight, I want to see some Rockin' Mankind type shit. Some blatant bad shit happening, like unprotected chair shots to the head type stuff. I ain't see none of that. No blood or anything. They could have just kept that in the ring. But as we transition to AEW, they had quite a jam-packed. Was it
Dynamite?
Yeah. No, it was Rampage and Dynamite last.
Well, Rampage is on Fridays. Yeah. Rampage is when they had that Rumble for Moxley's first challenger, and Brody King won that, and then went on to have a pretty good match with Moxley, and Moxley choked him out with the bully choke.
He uses on all the Asians. He does. I'm not trying to say anything controversial, I promise. I mean, this is usually how he ends his matches against them. He loves choking them out.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. I know he's in therapy, so it's all good. But yeah, I think that was like you kind of alluded to in our group chat that at first you didn't know that Rumble had happened for him to be in that spot, but I think Brody King can rumble around in that area. He ain't ready to be champion by any means, but it showed that he can be taken serious as far as a singles run goes, away from the House of Black, right? Yeah, he can be taken a little more serious than just being in that stable.
Can we talk about the greatest line in heel work of the year?
Let's hear it.
When Christian told Matt Hardy that you're starting to make your brother sound like the sober one.
I did see that.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God.
Notice he's doing this because MJF isn't there. They needed a bad heel. Christian's entering that conversation of, yes, let's say best heel going right this second.
He's doing it in a turtleneck.
Think about it.
With a dinosaur standing next to him.
Are they?
Like,
when you put it in that light, push him to the top. Best heel going right now.
Try to explain all of that to your wife next time you're talking to her about AEW. Like, yeah, so this guy's brother got a DUI, and Christian just said, now you sound like the sober one, and he's going to whoop his ass, and he has a dinosaur standing next to him. Explain that to your wife, and see if she don't make you take a piss test, make sure you're not on some real drugs.
I was about to say the hard stuff. Man, I'd have to explain that as I'm putting on AEW, because like you said, I definitely would have a drug test from CVS waiting, a 10-panel joint.
That's one of those fun things to do, man. Like explaining that to someone who doesn't watch wrestling, or better yet, I've said it before, VA. Explain Danhausen to your wife. Explain that to her.
I just got a somewhat of an understanding like 2 months ago of Danhausen, so
you have an understanding. I still don't understand it, and I like it.
I just, from an understanding that you fellas have enlightened me on, that's as much as I understand. But as far as the whole shtick and why it's over, I see why it's funny that he's doing this, but where it came from, no idea. Don't even want to know, honestly. But yeah, man. Christian Cage, by far, as we were talking about heels, he's the best heel going right this second. Just because the other two that we've kind of held in that top notch are at home or sitting on a yacht waiting for Vince to give him a text and say, we need you on SmackDown. So, yeah, Christian, it makes me excited to see his promos now, man. I'm glad that this is kind of I give Tony a lot of credit. I don't know if this is even him or not, or Christian just said, I got this. You don't have to
just have somebody go give me a turtleneck.
Drop the ball with MJF. Yeah. Just give me a turtleneck and a nice ass leather jacket and get this dinosaur to not say anything next to me. I got y'all. Oh, yeah, shit is epic, man. And I should show my wife this stuff because we were just watching that documentary that they do on Vice about the 90s and shit. And they were talking about sitcoms from the 90s, and they did a lot about Beverly Hills 90210, and you know whose daddy was on that show. So be a perfect segue to the wife to be like, hey, you remember that show that was talking about Luke Perry and shit? Look at his son get completely demoralized by this dude in a turtleneck. And you see next week, he brings a fucking dinosaur out with him, and it's not Barney. So, yeah, this shit is crazy.
And the next thing you know, you and your wife are sitting ringside at All Out. Yep.
Right? Yo, the only people that look like us there, I'm sure. Scared as fuck.
I'll be watching from home like, man, look at my friends down there ringside, all deodorized and shit.
Right, probably standing by ourselves because nobody was like, ugh, I smell that degree on them. Ugh. You know, we do natural body odors around here. God. None of that manufactured shit. But yeah, man, Christian Cage, shout out to you, sir.
And shout out to Eddie Kingston for wearing a Mobb Deep shirt on Dynamite.
Eddie Kingston is like your uncle that just did not know rap that's moved on.
That's where Eddie Kingston just be showing up.
Leaps and bounds. Hell yeah, man. You know, like Eddie Kingston the type of dude, like you would straight up see him walk into a dive bar in where you live right now. Or Cleveland, where I'm at. You can still, like, dude sitting at the end of the bar, chopping it up with the bartender, forever has an open tab.
Eddie Kingston for sure still shows up to dive bars in whatever city Dynamite is in.
Oh, big facts. Big facts. I wonder if even the neckbeards in those bars recognize him or not.
They don't go outside and touch grass.
But he probably likes it
that way. So crazy.
Nah, man. He. You want to watch some funny shit is to watch Eddie Kingston on their little AEW Games YouTube channel play Streets of Rage 4 with Excalibur. Hilarious. Hilarious hearing how he talks during playing video games. You know, that's Eddie Kingston shit. That's from the 90s, man. He know that. He fucks with Streets of Rage all day. So yeah, man. Eddie Kingston forever, always. This is entertainment in itself. So shout out to Eddie Kingston for not letting 90s rap ever die. And forever keeping it alive and educating these neckbeards on what 90s rap is. So that's the biggest appreciation. Cause I ain't doing that shit.
I want to save the breakup of the Gun Club and the Acclaim for next week when E-Ray's back. Cause I know how big of an Acclaim guy he is.
That's fair.
But
yeah, and I love me some Gun Club, man. Sports entertainers.
The Gun Club, I'm telling you, they belong in WWE. They understand this sports entertainment shit on a very high level. But
they watched your dad do it for fucking ever, and
Uncle Triple H and Uncle Road Dogg and Uncle Shawn Michaels.
Yep, all of them, man. Like I couldn't imagine that they aren't long too. I could see if when their contracts, if Tony lets them become available, like we talked about. What was it last week with me, you, and J-Moe? We were booking it out. They need to be on NXT. Oh, when we did the trades? They need to be the next best tag team. You imagine them versus Pretty Deadly right now?
Sign me up.
Or them against the Creed brothers, man.
Sign me up.
They fit right into the tag team.
I don't even need the matches. Just
they don't need to be there for a long time. Yes.
The Gun Club versus the Profits?
Lord, yes, that'd be too funny.
Come on.
Oh,
it's like printing money.
I want all of that.
It's like printing money.
Yes, big facts, man. And the thing about the Gun Club is like them dudes were like residents on Dark when they first started up, and you see what happened. They grew up. I mean, and in all fairness, they got their dad right there coaching them up on how to do this shit the right way. It's paying the dividends, man. I don't think them dudes are on Dark anymore. They're always on Dynamite or
should
Rampage.
Be. They're good. But speaking of
but yeah, we'll save the
tag teams,
fellas about the Acclaim.
Thunderstorm, Thunder Rosa, and Toni Storm. How you feel about this newly formed little tandem? I guess formed out of like respect after their title match. You don't like you like it.
I take a deep breath.
You like it.
Yeah, it's just sucks for Thunder Rosa, man. She's a decent talent. It's just like she like you said last week, man. She's just better in the chase versus when